So I just got finished using my Ego pole saw to do some trimming on this Bradford pear tree. Had a lot of overhang into the neighbor's property. So I thought I'd do a little trimming. And I've got a video on the pole saw in action. And it is a very good investment for just this work. So now what I want to do, and I could use the pole saw for this job, but I've got the Ego 16-inch chainsaw. So I was going to go ahead and use it and show you how it works. Some of the nice things about, you know, this Ego stuff is, of course, it's battery operated, so there's no gas. This particular chainsaw, and I think both their models, to do a chain adjust, you loosen this by hand, tighten or loosen the chain, and then tighten this back up. So no tools required. It does have a oil reservoir for chain oil, and it's clear, so you can actually see the oil. I don't know if you can see it there on camera. It's not that full, but it's going to be full enough for this job, I think. And I've got the 5-amp battery in it. I have read that you want the 5-amp for the chain, for the at least the 16-inch chain. So I don't know about the 14-inch. To get full power out of it, apparently it's got circuitry in it that knows whether you got the 2.5 or the 5-amp, and if you have the 2.5, it throttles itself down to a reduced power state so it doesn't burn through the battery so quick. If you have the 5-amp, you get full power out of it. At least that's what I've read. I don't know if that's actually true. I've not done any experimenting with that. Anyway, it's just typical, like any other chainsaw. It's got a brake. I do have an Echo gas-powered chainsaw. If I go out, you know, that's what I would probably take for that. But for this around the house stuff, this battery powered stuff is it's just too convenient. You pull a battery off the charger or off the shelf, slap it in, you go. There's no mixing gas, there's no priming, there's no pull starting it. There's no rebuilding carburetors every other summer because it gelled up on you. So basically what I'm doing, I'm going to cut all this stuff down to manageable sizes so I can put it out on the curb so that the bulk pickup will haul it off for me. So I'm going to get set up. I'm not going to show you all this, but I'll show you a few cuts, and so you can kind of see how it works. I've used it. As you can see, it's been used, and it works great. Another nice feature, it's a lot quieter than a gas-powered chainsaw. So I'll set the camera up so you can kind of see what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Again, you know, this is just real light home style tree trimming stuff. You don't need anything heavy. Even though, I mean, that with the 5 amp battery, I've cut through some about 8 to 10 inch diameter branches, and it just cuts right through it. That doesn't even bog down. So with the 5 amp battery, it lasts quite a while also. It will use the 2.5 amp or even the 2 amp, just not going to last as long. And like I said, from what I've read, apparently it said a reduced power. I don't even know if you notice it or not, but what's the bigger stuff here? I guess this is a good one. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. Saw does have a little bit of weight to it, so I don't know if one-handed is going to be very good or not, but there's some. You know, it'll, I mean, it makes quick work of this kind of stuff, and like I said, it's nice and quiet, so you're not bothering the neighbors. You're not needing to wear hearing protection. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on and get this stuff cut up in about 4 to 6 foot lengths, so I can haul it out to the curb, and then be done with this little job. Again, from everything I've read, the research I've done, you definitely want to spend the extra to get the 16 inch. It's just, that's what everybody says. So I got the 16 inch because everybody seemed to think that the 16 was the way to go, and I can't remember, there might have been some other reasons for that. I got this a year and a half ago, and I don't use it very often, but whenever the trees kind of get out of control, it comes in very handy to be able to trim them up. So I love all my Ego stuff. I don't have one bad thing to say about any of it. So if you need just a little electric chainsaw, something that's going to work every time that you throw a battery in it, the Ego is a good one. Again, all the Ego stuff takes the same battery, whether it's their 2, 2.5, 5 amp. I think they got a 7.5 amp battery. So you don't have to buy different style batteries. And this particular chainsaw works great. Like I said, watch my pole saw video, because that's what I use to cut all these branches out of the tree. And then I use this chainsaw to go ahead and trim it up to short enough lengths to be able to haul it all out to the curb. Anyway, that's about all I got. Like I said, if you was going to go out to the woods, I would recommend going ahead and using a gas-powered chainsaw, unless you was just going to use or do short cutting. You know, because the one thing that the one disadvantage to an electric battery-powered appliance at all is if you're out and about and the batteries run down, even if you had 2 or 3 batteries, once you deplete those batteries, it's going to take a little while to be able to charge them back up. That's the one nice thing about a gas-powered device, is you fill it back up with gas and you're going again. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But around the house, and if you've got 2 or 3 batteries that you can always keep on the charger and keep them rotated out, I don't see why you'd need anything else for, you know, just around the house. Anyway, you guys take care.